Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is June 1st, 2023, and this is episode 61. My name is Roz and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 13 and 11. Welcome to any new subscribers, and thank you very much for coming back to all my returning subscribers. Today for you, I have finished object, works in progress, events, and some chatter. Let's get started, shall we? What have I finished? I have only one finished object for you this week, but it's one that you haven't seen yet. This is a hat that I knit for a friend of mine who needed a quick test on a pattern just to make sure that the numbers were right. And this hat is called Look Ma, No Cable Needle. Like, look Ma, no hands when you're riding your bike, except no cable needle. So this is a 4-stitch cable, so a 2x2, and it looks kind of funny on my little mannequin here because she has a really small head, but it fits great on my head. You know what? I'm just going to put it on. It looks better on my head. Anyway, this hat turned out wonderful. I'm very happy with it. It is Aran weight, so it is a quick knit. I used some loops and thread impeccable in the dark green color. I can't remember. Did I write Deep Forest? There we go. I did write it down. If only I would refer to my notes. Deep Forest. Yeah. So it's a fun cable pattern, and it needs a wash still, but it's acrylic, so it won't change too much. And yeah, I did notice that you can see right here my stitches are wonky. I don't know why, because it's a slip stitch up each side, but the stitch next to it has got a weird ladder, and that's, I mean, is it over here too? Let's take a look. Woo! Tuck that gray underneath. Yeah, I wonder if that's where, well, you can't see it so much now that it's off, but wonder if that's where I did my magic loop. This one seems fine. I don't know. Well, there we go. You learn something new. So yeah, this pattern will be coming out soon. If you're interested in it, it is very well written, and it has picture tutorials on how to do cabling without a cable needle. So I think it worked out great. Again, the pattern is Look Ma, No Cable Needle by Daniel Thuen. So, all right, I'm gonna stop showing that now. That is it for finished objects this week. Oh, I'm eating my hair. That is it for finished objects this week. Let's move on to works in progress. My first work in progress, I am happy to report I Kitchenered the toe. I tried this on, it fits perfect. I am happy, happy, happy. And I've made more progress. I cannot believe how fast this one is coming off the needles. This cable pattern is very addictive, and I just want to do it over and over and over again. So let's talk about the details. This pattern is the Tits Up Socks by Nancy Wheeler. And this is in, sorry, I'm fixing my needles here. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop playing with it. This is in reference to the TV show The Amazing Mrs. Maisel. If you haven't watched it, you totally need to. It's a great show. You have to like a little bit of foul language, though. And yeah, as the name suggests, Tits Up is what the main character and her stage manager, or I don't know what her title is, manager, says right before she goes on stage to give herself the confidence to, so it's all about the confidence and, being who you are. And anyway, it's all good things. The yarn that I used for these socks is Fireweed Fiber Co. in her Sweet Pea sock. And this is the November 2022 club, which is Crystalline Entity, which is from Star Trek, a reference from Star Trek. So it's the monthly sock club that I get. This yarn is just beautiful. Oh,
someone's at the front door doorbell.
My veggie box just got delivered. This yarn is beautiful. And like the contrast goes perfect with it. It even, like, you really see it in the cables too, but it doesn't take away from the cable pattern. I'm in love. Love it, love it, love it. So yes, I predict that these socks are going to be done before I podcast next week. Oh, my hair is falling in my face today. There we go. It's very humid, so my hair is extra poofy. Next up, so that is it for those socks. That's all I'm going to talk about for those. Put them back over there. Next up is the hat that I've been working on. I've only knit a couple more rows, so it really doesn't look any different than last week. But I did knit a few rounds on it while I was sitting in the car waiting for children. So, and yeah, it is still working up, super fun. So this pattern is Loch by Tin Can Knits, and it is a sport weight hat pattern, and I am holding this yarn double, and this is yarn from the Oyama Lake Alpaca Farm. It is even thinner than a light fingering, so I'm holding it double, and I think it's working up just beautifully for this pattern. Again, yeah, it's hard to see. I'll have to do more of it, then you'll be able to see it. All right, putting it back in so this is my travel bag. I'm gonna zip it up and I'll show you. So it's one of the triangle bags, and it has a little space at the top. So I can take the project out, zip it up, the yarn comes out of the top, and then I can hang it from somewhere in my car and knit away, and the yarn doesn't roll around onto the disgusting floor. So that is my on-the-go knitting. Or if I'm at a cafe or watching the kids do something, I can hook it on my hand, on my wrist, and knit away. So, anyway, yeah. So that is it for my Loch hat. And I do have one more project. I talked last week about the Bunimals, the little cute animals that I am going to make as little mascots for our trip. And I've done the outside of one. I still have to sew it up. There's nothing in it yet, but I have finished the first one. I think this light gray goes really cute with the hot pink colors. The rest of the colors are up there. Yeah. So this pattern is Bunimals by Barbara Prime, and it is a very well written pattern, and it works up great because I'm gonna get this kind of flattened ball shape, right? However, it's knit in the flat, and then I have to sew it together. So I don't know if I would do that again, or if I'm just going to rewrite the pattern a little bit to be in the round. Because basically the stitch along each of the edges that you sew together is just knit all the way up. And then you do a mattress stitch, so it becomes kind of seamless, which just seems like a lot of extra work when you could just do it in the round and stuff it as you go. So I might do the next one like that. I keep holding it up the wrong way. The one nice thing that she does do, and I don't know if it'll show up, but yeah, right there, there's a little purl stitch, and that is where the eyeball goes. So that is nice to have that marked. And yeah, I don't know what animal that's going to be yet, but I'm going to make the bodies, have the kids look at them and decide what kind of animal accessories, ears and whiskers and whatever, tails and stuff they want on them, and then that will be it. And that is it for works in progress. Although I keep thinking about like, oh, I should really swatch for a new sweater. I need to cast on a top. I want to cast on Mike's mitts. I don't know. I like all the patterns I'm working on, but I want to cast on more. Do you ever get like that? Let's move on to events. For events right now, I am participating in 2. The first one is Stash Dash, and that is hosted by the Knit Girls. And basically you set yourself a goal of how many kilometers you'd like to knit in the time frame, and then you see if you meet that goal. There's no prizes, there's no, it's just very casual. It can be knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, basically any of the yarny kind of arts, and you can go ahead and enter your stuff and kind of keep track. There is a Discord server. You can head over to their website for all the details. My goal this year is 5 kilometers. I think that's what I said. 3 or 5? I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, I'm not well on my way, and I don't have a lot of works in progress that just need the last couple of rows on them. So we will see how much I actually get done for this year's Stash Dash, but it's always fun just to kind of keep track of what I do. Okay, the other event that's happening right now that I'm participating in is the Splash Pad Party, and this is hosted by Jen over at the Down Cellar Studios podcast. She has a very good audio podcast, and she does post some things on YouTube as well, kind of supplemental to her podcast. So same kind of thing. You don't set a goal in this one. You just enter projects that you finish during this time frame. I think if they're less than 50% done, you can enter them or something like that. I don't know. Her website will be linked down below. It has all the rules on it for what you need. But those are 2 events that I am participating in currently. Let's move on to chatter. Like I said at the beginning, this is going to be more of a regular episode, not as much to talk about. I kind of caught you up on a lot of things last week, and I haven't completed any books this week. So, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I did have my birthday this past week, so now I am 42, which is the answer to the universe and everything, and something else I can't remember. If you know, you know. And so I had a wonderful birthday. The kids made me some cute stuff, and my husband got me some AirPods. So I had been complaining about my headphones a little bit. I have some Google Pixels, and they're only set up to connect to my phone. They don't like to be connected to anything else, and they don't like to disconnect from my phone. So because when you put them away in the case, they click into place, and then they turn off and they disconnect from your phone, but they don't click in properly, and then they don't charge, and they don't disconnect from the phone. So I have to go manually do it and futz with it, and it's kind of annoying. Usually when you're done listening to something is when you need to move on to something else. So I'm always very frustrated by this process. So he surprised me with some Apple AirPod Pros. I do use an Apple computer, so I hooked it up to those first. It worked great. I've now hooked them up to my phone, which is Google. And then the other thing that's really cool is we watch a lot of our stuff on our Apple TV. And we're able to connect both of our headphones to the Apple TV at the same time. And then we can listen to a movie later in the evening when the kids are trying to go to sleep. And we can have them in our AirPods, and they don't hear it. So they have a quieter space to go to sleep. And the Pro ones are noise canceling, and they are amazing. Like, honestly, I was like, did the power just go out? You know when the power goes out in your house and it's like so silent, it's kind of ringing a little bit? That is how quiet it was with the noise canceling turned on. I actually had to turn it off because I was like, it's too much, too creepy. But I can see some usefulness for that, and they're actually really quick to turn on and off with that setting. The other thing about the Google ones, You could tap on the outside to like pause or play whatever you were listening to, or watching on your phone or whatever. You could just tap on it once and it would pause it, and then tap on it again to play it. You could answer phone calls in the same kind of way. However, you could not change the volume. You would have to actually go to the device that you were connected to change the volume, which sometimes I find, like, sometimes through different things, or if like I'm watching one thing on YouTube and then it goes to the next video, it's either too quiet or too loud and I gotta go change the volume, which is not a big deal. But to be able to do it on the Apple AirPod Pros, I'm able to do it right on the headphones. So if my phone is in my pocket while I'm out for a walk or something like that, I can just quickly change it on my headphones instead of having to pull my phone out, change it, set it, blah, blah, put it back. So all good things. I was very surprised and very pleased with birthday stuff. It's been very good. I went out for drinks with friends. I went out for dinner with another friend, and Mike and I are having a bit of date night tonight, even though my birthday was 3 days ago. So birthday week. Yeah, so that's enough about my birthday. And the kids had a dress rehearsal for their year-end dance show, and that went very well. I will put in some pictures of them in their costumes at the end. They had a lot of fun with it. Cooper was really nervous to be on stage, but he did great. It, of course, took way longer than it was supposed to, but that's okay because I had my knitting. And the only other thing that's been going on here this week is trailer stuff. So we're just getting everything sorted. We got the trailer in for some warranty work. You know, we're just organizing things, figuring out what we need for what, and, you know, what are we missing, and, you know, put stuff in this cupboard. No, it's going to work better in the other cupboard. Anyway, I'm not going to yabber on too much about it, but it has been fun and yet also stressful. So there's that. Yeah, that is all that I have this week. So I am going to sign off here and enjoy the few pictures I put at the end, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.